Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Kaldheim Draft. And pack one, pick one. We've got some choices. All right, so rare is a pathway. We're not going to take that. I like the Rune of Sustenance. The runes are good, or at least I like them. I like the Tormentor's Helm. Probably a Frostbite here. Just started off with some removal. I mean, someone mentioned that this is... someone commented that this is almost always a worse than shock because you need snow to actually make it deal 3 and you can't burn your opponent with it, which is actually a good observation. But my counter argument would be, well, shock was a great card, so if shock's a great card, at least frostbite's a pretty good card. It's cheap removal, so we'll probably take it. Otherwise, Augury Raven is a great card. Evasive, cheap foretell, and not a lot shouting out at me here. I think the Frostpire would be fine there too, but ooh. And then we immediately get rewarded with an Avalanche Caller. This is actually tough because there's a Demon Bolt in here too, which is great removal. Not to mention it's on color with our first pick, but I actually think Avalanche Caller is just insane. There's also a Poisoning the Cup in here, but Avalanche Caller to me is borderline. It's borderline rare quality uncommon. I think what you get out of this if you end up in a snow build is just absolutely amazing. You need the lands to support it, but if you do, you get just like a built-in, you're bashing your opponent with a bunch of 4/4s in the late game. So I think I actually am going to take Avalanche Caller over Demon Bolt. I think that's debatable. You could stay more open by taking the Demon Bolt and just have 2 solid red cards continue to cut red. But the risk reward of taking an Avalanche Caller here, there's high upside of taking the Avalanche Caller, is what I'm trying to say. Very high upside. It certainly doesn't mean blue is open, since or blue is going to end up open because they just took the rare out of this pack. But I'm going to take an Avalanche Caller, be happy about it, and continue. Okay, well, Glimpse the Cosmos is quite good if you end up with Giants. We are currently, if we do end up playing both of these cards, we're in Giant colors. There's Giant Amulet, which does generate a Giant. Give you some hexproof, maybe protect your Avalanche Caller, which certainly isn't bad. And Augury Raven, which is also good. A couple decent playable red cards in here as well. But you know what? We'll take Glimpse the Cosmos. And I haven't even gotten a chance to play this yet. So if I can make it work, I'm going to be pretty happy about it, because that's really high value. And it works with changelings too, which makes it fantastic for blue, because blue has a lot of changelings. So like Lidyara Kinseekers, for example. So we could take Squash here, and we actually have a decent chance of being able to make it work. Or I could just take the Kinseeker, stick to more blue. Both of those options are fine. The rare here, I haven't really seen much of this card. Go Defies Destinies, kind of cool. We don't have any foretell yet, though. I'm okay taking Squash. If we do, in fact, end up in blue-red, we're going to be pretty happy to have it. Because I think, like I said, those are the Giant colors. So we'll take it. Maybe we don't even end up being able to do an Avalanche Caller build if we don't end up getting the Snowland to support it. This pack feels like a bit of a mess for us, based on what I'm seeing. Some blue stuff in here. We could take the Raven form. It's playable. It's not great. You definitely don't want a bunch of them. Harbinger is kind of okay too. I guess it lets you play Squash at a reduced cost if you don't end up with Giants. Can block early. You know, honestly, it seems like we're more likely to do the Harbinger than the Raven form. I just don't really like Raven form, especially if I've already got a couple removal spells. And based on what I have now, I'd rather be blue than red, just because Avalanche Caller upside is so big. So we can take another Squash. I mean, I'm happy to play a ton of Squash if we get Giants. If we don't get Giants, I'm not so keen on it. There's Depart the Realm in here too, but I mean, Squash is clearly better than Depart. I guess we'll just take the Squash. Once again, if I do end up blue-red with low giants, at least I have Harbingers to maybe reduce the cost of squash. I do think squash is excellent in a giant deck. So we can take a third one. There's also Mistwalker. I mean, I'm going to actually, you know, need giants to make these cards work. But I'm okay getting all the squash now and finding the giants and changelings later. Maybe that's the wrong approach, but I mean, you can play a ton of squash if you get the giants for it. None of these cards are great. These things do similar, but this actually has a creature so it can trade early. Either way, you net the same amount of cards. Like this, you have to discard a card, so you lose 2 cards, you gain 2 cards, and you get a treasure. This, you lose 1 card. Well, you end up losing 2 cards, gaining 1 card, but you get a creature out of it, which I think I like more because it's also less mana. Either way, not an exciting pick. We'll just take it. Can take the Frostspire here. It's probably, I mean, I think it's clearly the pick for us since it's a free spell and it can do good things. It doesn't kill our Avalanche Caller or our Harbinger. It does kill our Raider, but we may not even play the Raider. Really didn't see a lot of giants out of there. If we're gonna be honest here. Could take the Intruder. I don't really like it. Raven Wings can be good in the right deck. Like if we end up with some fatties here, it could be good. Could take the Snowland, but it's basically a colorless Snowland, so probably just cut the red card here that we don't really need. All right, we did get the Kinseekers. That's nice. It's a giant. We don't have a lot of creature consistency right now. A couple wizards, but Kinseeker, great pickup with the triple squash. It'll at least reduce the cost of these to 2, which is good. We'll take the Annul, which we don't really need. Let the Broken Wings go. All right. I'd say a fairly successful pack 1. I'm certainly not unhappy with our pack 1 there. So I kind of want the Snowland here. We'd have to take it over a Frostbite, but I mean, I want my Avalanche Caller to be active. And especially if we find like Bergstriders, which are commons in blue, I'm going to need some snow. I like Frostdogger, but we're not well suited for that yet. I think we have enough removal right now where I'm not going to be unhappy that I pass a Frostbite. So getting the Snowland here seems kind of valuable to me for our Frostbite and our Avalanche Caller and any future blue, at least blue cards that are snow generating. So the Necromancer in here is quite good, but we don't have snow to support it yet, and we'd have to splash for it. So we'll just take a Snow Mountain for now. All right. So there's our Bergstrider we were talking about. Could take the Alpine Meadow. It opens us up for a white splash. It gives us another Snowland. But taking Bergstrider gives us a giant, which is good for Glimpse and good for Squash. And it's just a good card. I like Bergstrider. Certainly less playable if you can't tap something right away. So I guess I could go either way on that. The fact that this is a tap Snowland makes me like it less. I think I'm going to go Bergstrider. I think, once again, I could kind of go either way on that. I like Icespine Pillar if we have snow to support it. Currently don't. Could take the Augury Raven or a Kinseeker. There's also Saw It Coming. So some real choices in here. In general, I don't love Kinseeker, but in a deck that has 3 squash, maybe I need to like it a little bit more. Or I just take the clearly better Augury Raven, which gives us a flyer that we can foretell on turn 2. I think this is probably the safest pick. It's evasive. You can play it on, you can do stuff with it with 2 mana. Pillar's a great card, but we really might not end up with the snow to support this deck, which makes me probably need to prioritize our snow a little bit more highly. Wow. Well, talk about a pack here. I love Frostspire Arcanist, especially with 3 squash. Or we could take the Demon Bolt, which is premium removal. We only have 6 creatures, though. I mean, Arcanist is going to be pretty excellent in the triple squash deck. If you're paying 4 mana for a 2/5 that nets you another 2 mana, 6 damage removal spell, that's pretty good. High upside. Also turns on our Glimpse the Cosmos. Even better if we get another Glimpse. We could find another one. Man, taking it over a Demon Bolt might be questionable, but at the same time, we need more creatures. And it's not like we're removal light right now, so Let's get some strong. Wow, another avalanche caller. Well, I'm gonna take it, but now we got to take snow over pretty much everything. Another Arcanist I'm fine with. All right. It looks like snows are getting cut here, though. Another Arcanist. That's crazy, actually. I'll do it. 3 Arcanists now. Kind of crazy, actually. All right, we'll take another Frostfire. It's playable. We definitely are getting cut on snow, which is problematic with our Avalanche Colors. So now my only regret is taking the Bergstrider over the Snowland. I wish I had the Snowland now. Probably have enough expensive stuff. We don't really need an Intruder either, but whatever, we'll just take it. Cut blue. All right, got the Alpine Meadow back. Well, now I'm happy I took the Bergstrider because we got the Meadow back. We'll take a Kinseeker. It's another giant. So now, probably cut the Helm. Probably cut the Raven Wings. Maybe. We'll see on that. Now with these Arcanists, we just really want to double up on instants and sorceries, but interestingly, we don't have that many. It's a tough build. I think I'm going to make it come together, but this is definitely a deck that's totally reliant on pack 3 to make this deck work. Maybe I actually keep the Raven Wings. It doesn't seem bad to me with, like, Arcanists. They can block when you get them down originally and then eventually become win cons. They can fly over top. 3/5, flyers. Not bad. Or the Kinseeker. Either a 3/4 or 4 power flyer is pretty good. Miss is playable, but maybe I want the Cavalry. Yeah. Because we're still a little bit creature light. Yeah. All right. I guess you could see Cavalry maybe. Hawk maybe. These are some strong maybes right now. Cut the longboat. I don't think we want the intruders. All right. Pack 3. Probably have to take Snow Island. Thankfully, there's nothing else in here we care about, so it's kind of just like a straight-up free card for the deck. That helps us quite a bit. I think with double Avalanche Caller, we really do have to get down and dirty on that snow plan, though. Splash for Nerfy. Probably not happening. Can take another Kinseeker. I don't want a colorless Snowland. So I might just take a Kinseeker again. And then I think the Raven, because, yeah. Or we could just take a Cinderheart Giant. I don't really need that, though. I think we'll take the Kinseeker. Ooh, well, Ton of Fumarole is some removal, I guess. Or we could just take another Bergstrider. No snow in here, and there's a Goldvein pick. I really like Bergstrider. With 3 Snowlands, I don't think it's enough. Maybe just take the Fumarole. All right. I don't love Fumarole either, but it's removal. Well, I like Inga, but we're clearly just snapping up a Snowland here that's on color. We need to just take every single one of these we see. At least we're up to 4 now. That's a decent count. I'd like more, but we'll see if we get it. Can take the Yeti. It's playable, or we can take a Planning. We might see another one. And then it at least justifies playing 3 Arcanists, which we currently really don't have a justification for doing. Huge pickup for us here with the Snow Mountain, and really not giving up much of anything for it. So great pickup there. Can take another Raven. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Another cheap flyer thing. I like it more than the reinforcements. Yep. Happy enough about that. Ooh, I think, yeah, we're snapping up Sulphurous Mire. It's another tap land, but it's snow. It's going to be a double Avalanche Caller. That's fine with me. I don't know if we need the triple Frostfire Arcanist now, though, with what we've got. Guess we take a Yeti. have enough to make it unblockable. I don't think we're playing Miss. I'll consider a Cinderheart Giant. It's probably not going to happen, though. We don't have a way to make it cheaper, and 7 mana is a lot. Ended up with a good amount of Giants, though. Not as many as I thought, actually, but I don't think we're going to... Now I don't know if we're going to get that second Bergstrider back. I think we missed out on that, unfortunately, but that's okay. I like the deck. I mean, the fact that I'm happy we got double Avalanche Caller with a boatload of snow, because that's going to make them a lot better. And once again, it raises the question, is it worth playing? Is it worth playing 18 lands just to really guarantee you can, you know, be attacking in with your Avalanche Callers? I don't know the answer to that, but it feels like not a bad idea. I don't know if... Unfortunately, I feel like the triple Frostfire Arcanist kind of went to waste in this deck, because we have 3 squashes and that's it. So 17 lands is a choice I can make. But actually with double Frostfire, maybe we do 18 lands. We'll see. Like, what are we getting out of these equipment? 3 equipment seems excessive. No cost reduction for Cinderheart Giant makes me like it quite a bit less, but yeah, we probably cut it. 17 creatures. I mean, do I need the Cavalry? Probably not. Immersturm Raider, at least if we're getting flooded. There's not like creatures we need to give haste in here. So Cavalry seems kind of like a 2-mana 2/2 with no upside. Hawk actually I think is good in here now with the amount of snow we have. Like, looting can be good. The planning doesn't really do much. It can feed the yard for an Arcanist, but sadly, we really did not get a lot of value for Arcanists with only 3 squash. I mean, it's totally possible that Arcanist could find us 2 squashes in a game, but I have to think about that. Probably don't need the pick. 2 Raven Wings seems excessive too. I'm okay with 1. I mean, I guess you can attach it to a Snowland. How much mana does that cost total? 5 basically to get in for 5 points of flying hexproof damage. It's not bad, actually. So yeah, the question is, do I want to play 18 lands or 17? The only reason I'm considering 18 is because we have 2 Frostfires. So to me, these are kind of like spells. And really, not much dies in our deck to Frostfires. We lose essentially Pilfering Hawk and a Raider. What does Harbinger do in this deck? Well, how much Foretell stuff did we end up with? Not that much. It basically only reduces the cost of Glimpse, Fumarole, Squashes. The Squash cost reduction is the most meaningful to me. But I could see losing a Harbinger and really not costing us that much. I don't love this deck. I think if I'd gotten a little more value, this deck was close to being insane if we'd gotten more value for Arcanist, because we're kind of all in on this 2/5 body plan. But I mean, 2 Avalanche Callers is clearly pretty nuts, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 snow is pretty adequate in my mind. The Kinseekers are kind of awkward too. How many shapeshifters we get? 3 shapeshifters, 4 giants. So we really only have like 7 giants. Somehow we have 7 wizards though. Wow. So we actually ended up more on a. That's weird. More of a wizard plan than a giant plan, which is unexpected. But enough overlap where squash is probably going to be reduced most of the time. So we'll add another land. We currently have. How many red sources do we have versus... We've got way more blue necessary than red. We already have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can clearly cut a mountain and add 2 islands. Because we need that blue early too. Plus we need the double blue in order to do Frostspire. So this is 10-8. Yeah, I'm okay with 10-8. We need double red here. But that's it. God, we're almost like a mono blue deck. I didn't even realize that until looking at it now. Like, we could easily be mono blue, but I don't see enough upside for that with the squashes in particular. There's really no reason to do that. So, all right, weird deck. Weird deck. But this is what we got. This is how we're running it. So we'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, round 1. Got a keep here. And interestingly, we've got a Lityara Kinseekers. That's going to end up being a bird. But Frostspire sure looks good here. So we can do turn 3 Raven, turn 4 Raven, turn 5 Kinseeker, turn 6 Kinseeker. That's not the worst. Oh, geez. Righteous Valkyrie, huh? That's a good card. So, yeah, I think we still stick to the plan of Raven here. I can actually attack into that and probably scare them into not blocking. Wow, fearless. Fearless. Now, if I draw another island, well, we're still... Well, we're actually just 1 land short of doing everything we want to do here, so... they've missed 2 land drops, very significant. So I can play the Avalanche Caller. I have a feeling they have a removal spell, so... The question is, what do I want to do here? Best use of mana has got to be... Let's say I play Avalanche Caller. I can attack with a Snow Mountain and my 2 birds. That's the most aggressive. If I play a Kinseeker and they kill a Raven in response, I don't even get full value on that. I think we'll do the Caller. Because it's pretty clear to me they've most likely got a removal spell. So we can activate the mountain here. See if they have Verdict to kill a Raven. It was Poison the Cup, which is actually hard cast, interestingly. That's interesting to me. So... Can activate the Frostspire. I don't have to show them I have the extra land, but I've got enough to activate 2 snow lands here, so I think we're just going to do that. I think we're not going to attack with the Avalanche Caller in case they have the Divine Verdict. This is just such a clear example of why Avalanche Caller is a ridiculous card. Just an absolutely ridiculous card. So we'll discard land. We don't need it. And we drew the Squash, which is actually very good. Because we can go Kinseeker Squash, which I think we are going to do. My other choice is to activate the 2 4/4s yet again. But if I go Kinseeker Squash, I get a reduced cost Arcanist plus another Squash dig. But I don't actually get a pumped. Maybe it is better to just smash for 11 here. I can actually attack with Avalanche Caller too. This is tough. I've got some real choices here. I think we'll just activate some snow. The cost of this seems so low. I think that's why I like it. The cost seems so low. Now, I can attack with the Avalanche Caller too. I think I will. Because they can double block Avalanche Caller, but then they are going to die. So they really can't do that. They take 5 here. They go to 4. They can Iron Verdict our Avalanche Caller, but yeah, that's not that alarming to me. So we can activate the Snowlands once again and actually bash with all 3. And they really don't have a choice but to block and block here. All right. So we got there. We'll see you for game 2. All right. Round 2 is a good hand. Gonna get to do a turn 2 Foretell Raven, turn 3 tap land with... I mean, I don't have to do it that way either, I guess. Does it matter if I do Snow now versus Frostfire? I mean, they're both going to intertap. I guess we'll do the... They're both red mana, they both intertap. Doesn't really matter. I could also play a Raider on turn 2, but I'd much rather do the Raven, I think. Because this would allow me to do turn 3, 3/3 flyer with potential for turn 4, 3/3 flyer if I rip an untapped land. All the callers. So I may actually play the Raider on turn 4, discarding... Could discard the Squash, actually, because I have the Arcanist, but now I don't even have to worry about that. So this, and the next turn I can jam... Kind of want to rip a land, so we can just jam Avalanche Caller plus attack with our Sulphurous Mire, which is pretty sweet. It's a lot of damage on turn 5. It's 10 damage on turn 5. 6 of which is evasive. I mean, that's a lot. They might leave a... Oh, they did it to themselves. Okay. If they're missing a land drop, that makes total sense. But wait, they milled the land, so... Never mind. I think I'm going to do the Raider. And I have to decide what I'm going to discard. It might actually be the Hawk. The argument before was Squash... I think we discard the Hawk. It seems unlikely I'm going to need it. And now I can play, yeah. So we can play the Frostpire. We can get in for 6 flying. We can play the Avalanche Caller. And now we're kind of well set up for getting another Snowland too. Because that puts us in a position where we can smash for 8. Because Avalanche Caller is just such a ridiculous card. We get an untapped Snowland. We smash for like 14 here. I mean, granted, they made us discard our hand, but oddly enough, we're still kind of okay. Like, now we just can play an Arcanist, get another Squash that we can play at a reduced cost. Or I can just get aggressive and attack them, which is also good. I can smash for... Yeah, the fact that they have to double block the land where they just take 10... I mean, I think we just attack. I don't even see a real clear reason to... I mean, this is good value for us. We're getting a 2-for-1. We're dealing 8 damage to them. Or, yeah, 8 damage. We have an Arcanist which can find another Squash for us. It gets a reduced cost because we have Wizards, which I keep forgetting about. And now they can't even do anything, so... They do have 3 snow permanents, so Frostbite, technically... No, it doesn't get him out of it. Alright. We'll see for the next one. Seems like a slowish hand, but I will keep it. We've got the Snowland for the Bergstrider if we can rip it. That was a great draw there. That's going to keep us busy until we can get our Kinseeker online. Those Ravens are really great. The blue Packmate. Uh-oh. Triple Frostfire Arcanist with 0 squashes in sight. Well, the nice thing is once we get a squash, we can immediately get 2 more of them. That's not bad. Horizon Seeker. All right. Well, at this point, I might be willing to trade off the Augury Raven for a Horizon Seeker. But we need a 4th land pretty badly here. Let's be able to make this hand work. I mean, the thing is, I have a ton of things that can block a Horizon Seeker, but they have the Raven Wings, which makes me a little more skeptical. So we got the 4th land, which gives us an interesting choice here. But I think ultimately we do the Yeti because Kinseeker is just so much more optimal when you are getting that scry and that +1/+1 counter. 4 mana for a 3/5 is pretty legit. But if I have to play a Kinseeker as a 2/4 that makes my 2/5s cheaper, I'll do it. Okay, Giant Amulet. Got the Avalanche Caller. But we really don't have the creature consistency, so I think I do the Kinseeker for now. And pass. Squash is going to be a lot worse if they've got all hexproofy stuff. But it's only when it's untapped, so that's an important distinction. Cosmos Elixir is a good card. Well, at least they're tapped out. but we don't want them to draw a card, so that thing having hexproof is kind of a big deal. Can't tap it with Bergstrider. I guess we just get in with a Yeti. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. Comes at a cost of a bit of some mana, but all in all, that's not bad. I mean, we're just desperately waiting for that squash so we can just start piling out these Arcanists and getting value. Thought Thief. Choosing themselves. Interesting. And an Augury Raven. Okay. Are they going to start attacking now? No. Interesting, interesting. So, let's see. I can kill their Thought Thief with my Frostpire. Can only do that at sorcery speed, right? Yeah. Can do the Bergstrider, tap the Raven, but then I can't attack with the Yeti. I do feel like attacking with the Yeti is important. And I wonder if I probably just play an Arcanist anyway, because it gets an extra body on the board. And I don't need 3 of them, basically. There's nothing in our yard. You still end up shuffling, huh? You do have to search. That's interesting that you have to search. So it's basically like you have to do a shuffle effect, which isn't a big deal. It's not like we had scryed or anything, so not the end of the world. Packmate's a good one. Okay. So another Snowland is good, because we can start bashing now for a lot of damage. We're actually 1 land shy of unblockable. Yeah, that is good. And we can Bergstrider 2. And we can Bergstrider unblockable. That's not bad. I feel like, how important is it for me to get in 8 points of damage here? It's a lot of damage. We still have blockers for their ground stuff. They're smashing back for 8, and it's not coming at the cost. I think we go, this turn we go unblockable. Get in for 3. And I'm going to do Bergstrider. And we're going to keep their 5/4 tapped here. Because if I draw another land, like I said I can do, I guess it would have to be another snow, actually, to make the Yeti unblockable. Getting in for 7. Takes us to 8. Huh. They're at 19. Huh. Do I die on backswing? Yes, because they can. So that means I probably have to play. I have to play the Raven this turn, because I have 8 points of damage I can do. Let's say they block my biggest guy, a 4/4, so they take 4, 8, 10, 11, 13, 16. So we don't have lethal, which means we probably have to do Raven this turn to not die, which means we can still activate a snowland and play a raven. So we'll do that. We'll get in for 4, 8, 11. Let's see. If I attack for 13, they're going to have 4 attackers. I wonder if I attack with the Arcanist too. Or the Kinseeker. No, Arcanist makes more sense. I think we attack with these. Then I play the Raven. Yeah, I'm on board with this. And then we play the Raven so we don't die on the backswing. So if they don't threaten lethal here, we don't block with the Raven. They attack for 5, we take it. So they threaten lethal, which forces me to block. So we'll trade off Ravens so we don't die. They have 3, but they're going to be back at 10 life. Man, I really feel like a squash would go a long way here. Yeah, so our best bet might just have to be activating and attacking. I don't really think I have a ton of other choices here because playing things in hand aren't going to do anything against the Flyers. So I guess we have to activate. Do I get in 3 guaranteed points of damage? It's still just not quite enough. What's better, the 4 not guaranteed or the 3 guaranteed? I don't think it matters. I don't think we have enough for lethal. So it's probably better to activate a 4/4 and smash with everything here. Because I don't think we have a choice. Very close, though. Got them down to 2, but ultimately I think the Cosmos Elixir is what got them the victory. Because that Cosmos Elixir gained them a bunch of life. So, all right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, we'll keep this hand. So, turn 3 Raven, turn 4 Kinseeker into turn 5 Kinseeker probably. Avalanche Caller. I like it, I like it. Still gonna stick to the same plan. Probably just do the Kinseeker into a Kinseeker. Scry, get some bodies on the board. Well, now I guess we'll... Yeah, now we'll do... Get the bird action going, because then we can actually activate Kinseeker. That's pretty good. We're going to do Pilfering Hawk plus Avalanche Caller here. This sets Avalanche Caller up to die, but we have another one in the deck, and if I'm playing Kinseeker for full value as a 3/5 that's scrying, I like it. I'm happy. I would feel like it's doing its job. We're kind of hunting for that. Oh, double foretell, huh? Okay. I'm still on board with the... Ooh, there's our squash. That's pretty sweet. We're going to do the Kinseeker, though, because it makes our squash cheaper. I'm definitely on board with another land here. I don't want to just be sitting on 4 lands the whole game, especially with Avalanche Caller. So we get to hang out. I guess I can bash. Actually, yeah, I guess we'll bash. We get a free point of damage. Free in quotations. And yeah, then we can squash. Can't follow up with an Arcanist after that, but certainly not bad. Oh. Nice one. We still can play the reduced squash. That's nice. Yeah, wait, what do we get from this again? Scry 3? Yeah. So it killed us. Get in for 3. Next turn I can play the Arcanist, get a squash, possibly cast it if we draw a land. Sets up Kinseeker to be another beefy dude. So what did we lost a well, losing, yeah, they definitely got the better end of that deal than we did, but Battle of Frost and Fire is a great card. All right. Guess I'm not super intimidated by that. It was a good draw. So let's get in for 3. And then we go land, Arcanist, and dig up squash that we can cast. Sure. So what can they dig up? Dwarven Reinforcements? Oh, nothing. They miss. Okay, well, happy enough about that. So we'll squash their Arcanist just so we can keep bashing. Because we have another squash in here too, so that's good. Raven's good draw. We've got the 6 mana, so we can play the Kinseeker. We just bash first. They can't kill any of our guys from what I see unless they have monstrous growth. Whatever, I'll play another Kinseeker. I don't think it changes their blocking decision, and getting another 3/5 guaranteed is good. Arcanist is obviously great on top because it's going to be another 2/5 that finds us another squash, so I like that. And next turn we can go Arcanist, skip back squash, and cast Raven. Or cast squash if we have to. Looks like a pretty good reason to do that now. They've got to start blocking here. Yep. We just got big butt stat deck here. All the 5 toughness dudes. Alright, Lindworm. Not bad, but we can still attack into it. And we will be, because we can get in for 7 points of damage. Then we'll play the Raven. And we'll play the Snowland for potential Avalanche Caller off the top value. So we'll see if they have the struggle to kill the Raven, but we still have lethal. Oh, they're going to be... All right, they're digging. find a way to save their lives here. Well, they found something they needed, so that could be bad for us. They also have only 2 snow permanents, so it's not enough to frostbite our Raven. Important to note. But if I were them, I wouldn't have kept anything on top unless it's a way to answer this board. But maybe it was one of the pieces they needed to answer this board. So, all right, we'll see for the next one. All right, well, it's a keep. No red land, unfortunately. But what I like about this hand is having the squash and the Arcanist is nice. Because it's just such a good engine that our deck has. Although ripping more squash would be quite bad. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. Okay. So we can play the Raven here. Definitely want to rip the land now. Am I going to play the Kinseeker? It makes the squash cheaper and the Arcanist, but I don't get full value. Or I could just jam a Yeti, but it's just like a Hill Giant right now. I don't know if that's a big deal, though. I'd probably just trade. We kind of need lands, and our late game looks better, so... a bit of a miss here. I guess we'll do the... Yeah, I guess we do the Avalanche Caller. It puts a Wizard on board to make the Arcanist cheaper, but... Well, I mean, it makes more sense than playing a Raven Wings, I suppose. Firewalker. I like that card. Firewalker's very good. So we probably play the Kinseeker here. There's pros and cons of that, but the major pro is it kind of keeps Firewalker back unless they kill it. They do get to use Vault Robber here to get another resource. So there's a chance they kill our Kinseeker and put us in a little bit of a tricky spot, but if they don't, we're still just like a red mana away from a pretty good looking board. Ooh, fly. That's good. We do have... We've got our Raven Wings, though, so it's not the end of the world. Ooh, bind. That's good value for him. Yeah. All right, we got the red land, so now we can just... I think we just squash now. So I can attack first. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. So we'll activate. Yeah, so we can activate attack. So I could wait on the squash, but they can counter it if they have like Disdainful Stroke, which I've seen a lot of. I'd rather just take care of the Firewalker. The Firewalker's doing a lot of work for them right now. And the fact that we just can immediately play Arcanist and find another one makes this more appealing. I mean, I guess that kind of gave them... Yeah, that's true. It gave them a little bit of good value there. But I'm okay with it. They do get to draw a card. It's pretty good value for them. Maybe it wasn't a great choice. We'll see. So we can jam Arcanist, get another squash, play a land. Could squash Agar now, but I don't really see a need to do that. I mean, our Arcanist is currently leaving the Agar back. They do have the Frostpire out, though, so I suppose they could attack, but that doesn't really work that well for them either, because Agar would take 2, and then they'd lose their Agar, so we'll see. So, all those things die to their own Frostpire, which is kind of interesting. I guess we kill Agar. Just because it's my best use of red mana there. Ooh, Kinseeker. Well, that's cool. Let's do that. Because it's buffed too. And another Arcanist on top to find another squash. That's great. It's like the whole point of this deck, so that's good. I guess we can attack here. So I can attack for 2. They don't really have a good block. If they kill my Kinseeker, I take a little bit of damage, but I think I'm okay with this. 2 points of damage is 2 points of damage, especially when we've got a Raven Wings out. Because Arcanist next turn is coming down, plus I can equip Raven Wings on a Kinseeker, which is quite good. We only have 1 squash left. Not that that's a big deal. We're for sure getting full value, so I'm happy enough about that. We got 2 cards left. Okay. That's good to know. So, let's do Arcanist. Yeah, I think we fly over top with Kinseeker and get in for 4 here. It just seems good to me. So their Frostpire won't kill their Pretender, right? No, I guess it still would. There's no creature type specificity on there. Okay. But they don't have the snow permanent for that. Which is important, because that means they can't tap our Kinseeker. So that likely means I just kill the Hawk. That's a good draw. But I probably just want to kill Hawk plus play Yeti. That to me makes the most sense. That puts them in the most difficult position. So I'm killing the Hawk because they have no means to block Kinseeker at that point. Which means most likely dead next turn. Unless they can answer Kinseeker. And if they can't answer Kinseeker, which I don't think they can, then our Yeti with a Raven Wings attached to it can clean him up too. So it puts him in a tough spot. All right, sweet. We'll see for the next one. All right, what do we got here? We got a keep. Got some birds. Yeah, Hawk seems fine here. Hawk into Raven Wings into Kinseeker currently. Actually, Hawk into Raven Wings plus plus a loot's not bad. Guess we can loot first. Doesn't really matter. I generally don't like Hawk that much in this format, but this is a fine on the play with not a lot of action going on. Seems fine to me. Ah, glimpse. That's cool. So I probably want a glimpse. So we'll play land. We'll glimpse. We'll take the Bergstrider. And yeah, I guess we'll chill. Because I'm fine looting here. I don't know what I'm getting rid of yet, to be perfectly honest. There's a chance we get rid of the Raven Wings, I guess. Though I don't love that. But it certainly feels wrong to not loot here. The thing is, I kind of want a 5th land, so I don't want to discard my either of my lands if I do one. If I do draw land. Kinseeker now just feels like an easy one to lose because I have 2 in hand, so sure. Oh, another one. Another one bites the dust. I guess we play a Kinseeker and then attack with a Hawk. So if they have a squash, puts us in a difficult spot, but we're just a land away from ripping a Bergstrider here, which is good. And the Kinseeker's nice because it turns on the glimpse, which is just an incredible card. So they did have the squash, which means they're going to draw a card. And bashes for 5, but I wouldn't have been able to block with the Hawk anyway, so it's not a huge deal. Agar is a fantastic card. I really haven't gotten a chance to play with it much either. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we just go Kinseeker again. And attack for 1. So if I rip another Snowland, Fumarole is actually mana basically free. So I could go Fumarole plus Bergstrider. Which is pretty sweet, actually. Oh, no, you add colorless. So I wouldn't be able to tap down and keep tap down. Which is important. Alright. Unfortunately for us, we're getting beat down kind of badly here. But at least this time they didn't take the Kinseeker off the board. That leaves us some more options. Oh, geez. They're just drawing cards like crazy, huh? Yeah, I love Agar. One of my favorite cards in the set. Agar is absolutely a fantastic card. So I kind of feel like I need to wait on Squash, which probably means we go... Because I want to see what they put the counters on. I think we go Glimpse first. Probably get a red land if possible. We did, actually, and it's a good one. So that's kind of cool, actually. We can go... Yeah, and then we can make it so they miss with Arnie. Because I can go... I guess I can't go Fumarole Squash. I might just go... Yeah, you know what? It probably just makes the most sense to go Fumarole Bergstrider. Oh, I see the dilemma, though. I guess we go Raven Wings. I want to take away value from Arnie. So I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait Let's see what they put the counters on. Just the right one to do. So we're going to kill it, or try to. If they have the pump, then we're toast, but yeah. So we'll kill that, which is fine. Draven Hulk. Alright. So now we can at least go... We're still land short, huh? I think we got to get bodies off the board here. We're at 5 life, so I guess we go Fumarole. I mean, they can draw more cards off Agar, but I feel like getting rid of the bigger guy is smarter. I mean, I can play the Arcanist, can't I? Yeah, that's probably smarter and just pick up a squash. Okay. Not the best use of mana here, but... Now at least we have 2 squash in hand. They got a grip full of cards, though. It's like all spells, too. Somehow we're ahead on lands, which seems weird. With all the cards they've drawn, I don't know how that's possible. I mean, clearly we block here. They might end up drawing some more cards, but... I just felt like taking out the 4/4 was more important to me, but, I mean, they've already divinated off of Agar, so they could certainly do some more. They can't struggle for Skimfar here because it'll still be a trade. And having 2 squashes is nice. I'm just kind of blown away they don't have a land. They must have a land in there, right? They're playing a pretty cool looking giant deck, though. The Foretell. Huh. Interesting. Well... I mean, best use of mana is Bergstrider, so I'm going to do it. My other choice is to just squash that now and then Ravenwings get in for 3. Might be smarter. All right. Not the best use of mana here, but... Okay, we'll see for the next one. Alright, I guess we can keep this. This hand is a bit slow. Basically all of our tap lands in the opener, which isn't great, but that's okay. Harbinger, okay. Well, yeah, now I'd rather play that because it reduces the cost of squash and could let us foretell maybe next turn. Maybe. A Fumarole too, which is nice with the 2 snow. So I could actually... I don't think I can Fumarole plus do anything else, though, right? Fumarole, and I can add 2... Oh, so I can play the Kinseeker afterwards? Is that how I want to do it? Yeah, no, this is a wizard, so I'd rather get full. That makes more sense. So I think we just fumarole. So we're not casting Kinseeker this turn, but I'd rather get a full value Kinseeker in my... And I'm okay killing the Pretender here because we already have the Squash. So we'll just play a Frostfire. I wouldn't have been able to get the Kinseeker anyway, would I? No. So, unless I cast it off of the Harbinger. But to me, I'd rather just like jam a Bergstrider next turn and tap whatever they have, and then get a better, higher value Kinseeker because I'll have two wizards. Somehow there's overlap between Bergstrider and Harbinger, which is kind of funny. So we'll tap your dude. And then we can play Kinseeker plus Squash too, which is nice. We can get a Scry effect. Maybe find one of our Arcanists. The question is, if I Kinseeker Scry into a Squash, do I leave it on top because I have 3 Arcanists in the deck? And I think the answer is just keep it on top. It's still useful. Even if I'm not getting the full value out of my deck here, I'm still okay with it. Ooh, that's cool. So they can do the Glade Warden. I think I just squashed the Glade Warden. If I try and do it response, I think they choose the copy as they cast it. I don't exactly know how that works. I feel like I should, but I don't. But regardless, let's Kinseeker first here. I mean, we can find out. It won't actually matter. Yeah, that's true. Certainly won't matter now with an Arcanist on top. So we'll see what happens when they cast Morit and I squash in response, because I am kind of curious. Lindworm is actually just fine too. We'll kill that instead. So I can go... I guess we can attack with everything. If they block Harbinger, we just blow up a Frostfire and kill their Glade Warden with our land. And then we still can get Arcana Squash next turn. That seems pretty good to me. Let's do that. Oh, it's... No, it's still going to work just fine, isn't it? Guess we dip the land, keep the Kinseeker. Yeah. That's just good value. Straight up good value. Like, we lost 2 cards, but one was a land. So, I'm kind of okay with it. Alright, so they played a Shadow Sage. So I guess we just now go, yeah, Arcana Squash. And we've got a lot of lethality here, so I guess we just have 2 lethal sources right now, and we know they have a Mort in hand with a bunch of lands, but it all works out. So we'll see for the next one. Alright, this is a keep. Good hand. We have the glimpse to find a 3rd land in case we miss. But we found a land right away, which is nice. So Harbinger into turn 3. Maybe still glimpse, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, if we have nothing better to do, certainly the glimpse. Into... I guess Kinseeker. Although... Yeah, it makes more sense, so. I guess I can glimpse first in case I rip a Foretell card. Because then I can utilize Harbinger to better effect. Ooh, well, pretty obvious choice there, I guess. Attack for 1. So next turn I can do the Avalanche Caller, which sets me up for a better Kinseeker, but makes worse use of mana. Oh, they're missing their land drop too, huh? Well, now it's an easier choice. We can just play the Raven. Yeah, that makes way more sense. I also have the choice of going Avalanche Caller, Foretell Raven, but no, I don't think so. I think you can feel pretty comfortable playing Avalanche Caller when you can attack for 8 out of nowhere, which costs, I guess if you cast it plus, it would cost quite a bit of mana. But I can actually cast Caller now with what I've got and get in with a 4/4, which is quite good. But we probably just go, do I do Bergstrider yet? I mean, Bergstrider is a big game here. It's also a wizard randomly to turn on Kinseeker. Yeah, I think so. And it turns on our Glimpse the Cosmos, which I completely forgot about. So next turn with Kinseeker, we would have 3 wizards. So I can Kinseeker to maybe find one of our. We have a Raven Wings too. They have 4 untapped lands, so they have like Feed the Serpent mana. What does that tell me? Could mean that Kinseeker's slightly less good. I think we can go Glimpse here though. Let's go Glimpse. I mean, it seems like they probably have a Feed the Serpent. So we can get another Arcanist. We can get the Yeti. The Yeti can be unblockable. The Arcanist currently doesn't really do much for us. Yeti I could see Yeti being a good eventual choice. Although with the Raven Wings, we kind of already have evasion. Maybe I'll do the Arcanist. Then we're just literally one. I think I'm going to... Okay, I think I'm going to attack. I'm going to let them feed the Serpent or Bergstrider. And then I'm probably going to cast Kinseeker. Oh, Mammoth Growth. Well, I admit I wasn't anticipating that one. So now our Kinseeker cannot get turned on, which probably means we just go land, Raven Wings, and Avalanche Caller. So they get a chance to kill Avalanche Caller, but they have to use all their mana. Plus then we can Raven Wings Harbinger. Plus play a Kinseeker. If they can't, they're getting bashed for way too much damage here. So they didn't feed the Serpent, but they're pretty much like not tapped out, but not looking great. So let's do this. Get in for 5. Drop the Kinseeker, which is fine. Oh, it did get pumped? Why though? The bird, the Raven Wings. Look at that. So many synergies, I can't even keep up with them. Raven Wings doing its job. You know what? I'm going to block. I'm going to block because I have lethal in the backswing. If they want to pump and use removal, that eats up their mana. I don't know. It seems fine to me. All right. Either way, let's go to the next one. All right. Got a good keep here. No snowlands for Avalanche Caller, but that's okay. 2 squashes is actually kind of awkward too, because not only do we not have a giant in hand, but kind of makes our future Arcanist a little bit worse, but this is certainly a keepable hand. There's no way we can mull this. Well, there's our Arcanist. That's nice. We'll take 3. Arcanist number 2. Well, that's fine, actually. I guess we'll go Avalanche Caller and Bash for 3. Next turn we can go, I guess, Arcanist to make our squash cheaper. Yeah. So we definitely don't want them to kill Arcanist, but if they do, we can pay full price for a squash, and we still have another Arcanist in hand to find our 3rd squash, so could still work out. Ooh. Oh yeah, this is actually a interesting choice. I guess we dip the 2 squashes because then our Arcanist can still find the squash. Would I rather have... I mean, I'd rather have a 2/5 and a squash than 1 squash. That makes sense. Good Skull Raid, though. All right, we got a Snowland for the Avalanche Caller, which is also nice. But I think for now we just go get in with the Raven. Okay. So we play the Arcanist and get the squash. And we have Raven Wings. We've got our Avalanche Caller, so not in horrific shape here. They only have 2 Snowlands for the Troll, so that's good. Get another Snowland for our Avalanche Caller, which is also good. Guess we just hang out for now. More Snowlands is nice, so at this point we can activate 2 of them. And I still have mana for squash too. That's pretty cool. Okay, I guess I'm on board with that. Kind of willing to throw my land away here, actually. It's just a land. Like, I don't need to use squash. Like, granted, I only got rid of half of a Death Knell Berserker, but to me it still is fine. I got rid of a 3/3. It just didn't cost much, I think, so that's kind of why I like it. All right, them having to feed the serpent, that makes it more tricky. We do have another avalanche caller in here, though, so it's probably okay. Ooh, now I'm finding all the snowlands. It's okay. Like I said, we have another avalanche caller, so ideally we can find that. We have Raven Wings in here somewhere, too. There's our avalanche caller, so we can do that. Guess we just attack with one. They know about the squash, so it's not really any surprises here. They only have 2 snowlands plus the sculptor, so this is fine. It's a fine trade by my guess here. All right. Okay. So I feel like the avalanche caller, in a sense, did its job pretty well. It basically got stuff off the board at the cost of 2 lands, 8/2 premium removal spells. I mean, their removal looks fantastic, so. We're still just like a Raven Wings away from looking okay here. I guess the snowlands. No, the snowlands are actually still good for us because we have the frostbite in here. Another Ice Side Troll. Okay, that's all right. The nice thing is the Arcanists are holding down the fort pretty effectively. Bergstrider's cool. So I guess we can tap one of their trolls. Still just like a Raven Wings away from looking pretty good here. Or an Augury Raven. We have that too. So that's cool. I might be willing to trade my Bergstrider for an Ice Side Troll as well. Let's do Kinseeker. So I want to see what we're scrying, so we can ditch that. So I can attack with Bergstrider, and they can double block. I'm fine with that. So we'll kill it in response here. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Well, there's our Raven, so let's get that down. Guess we don't have an attack here. Broken Wings, nice. So still have Raven Wings in here. If they start bashing with Troll, I feel like we still can bash back pretty effectively here. So let's say Well, currently they have the mana to re-equip, so I might block with 2 Arcanus, but then they don't actually have to pump. The fact that they can re-equip to their packmate, I think, is the biggest deal. So I do think I have to either take the damage and let them re-equip, or block. Letting them re-equip is kind of a big deal based on the bodies they have. So I think I'm going to triple block 2 Arcanus and a Kinseeker. We're going to lose our Kinseeker. Then our Arcanus don't bash very well either, do they? Alright, I'm still going to do it. So they can make their dude indestructible. We'll lose our Kinseeker. They can't re-equip the thing, which I think is kind of important to note. We have a Bergstrider and some Arcanus we can smash with. So we'll kill the 3/3. It ends up not being a very good trade for us, but I don't know why it audibled into the other way around. Yeah, not having a play here is pretty rough. But I can't just get bashed around by an Eyesight Troll every turn, so... Recruiter's a good draw. Alright, land at a land I think is just going to wrap it up. I think that'll do her. But this deck did so much better than it should have. So I'm just... I'm thrilled with how good this deck did. This deck did so much better than it should have. Yeah, so we die because I can't stay alive, basically. I guess I can double block here and not die. And just take 6. And then they boast and get more value. And I go to 2. If only I had a 3rd Avalanche Caller to win this game. Our opponent's deck was sweet, though. They had a sweet deck. Really, really, really strong deck. We were kind of just like a Yeti or a Raven Wings away from getting this at some point, though. But like I said, this deck going 6/3, incredible. So much better than this deck should have done. On paper, at the end, I was not very impressed with this deck. So just absolutely thrilled to go 6/3 with this build. Very happy about that. We got to try out Glimpse the Cosmos finally. The card is incredibly strong. Very, very good. And yeah, very, very happy with the outcome here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.